Hello friends, today I'm going to teach you how to make brown sugar macarons using brown sugar for the shells instead of regular granulated white sugar. The brown sugar gives the shells a nutty caramel taste and also a natural light brown tone, super pretty and delicious. I'll also teach you two different fillings, brown sugar Swiss meringue buttercream and brown sugar American buttercream. My personal favorite is the brown sugar Swiss meringue buttercream. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Tuesday. Let's begin by sifting the powdered sugar and almond flour together. As you can see here, I use Blue Diamond flour exclusively. It's the best flour for macarons in my opinion. It's finely sifted and dry, which are things to look for when choosing the best almond flour for you. You can find the sifter that I'm using and all of my tools on a post on my blog called Macaron Tools. I'm gonna link it down below. Start by measuring out the ingredients. Here we're going to weigh our brown sugar. I'm using a light brown sugar. Yes, you can use dark brown sugar also. Add egg white powder if using. Egg white powder is optional and it's not right for every climate and every kitchen. So make sure to read my post on egg white powder. I'm linking it down below. Make sure to give the sugar and the egg white powder a good whisk before adding the fresh egg whites in. Finally, let's weigh the egg whites and then add them to the sugar. Whisk until combined. Place the bowl with the egg whites and sugar on top of a double boiler with barely simmering water. Make sure the water isn't touching the bottom of the bowl. Whisk until the sugar has melted entirely with the egg whites. If you touch the mixture with your fingers, you shouldn't feel any sugar granules. That's when you know you can remove it from the heat. Transfer the mixture to the bowl of a mixer. Begin whisking on low for about 30 seconds. Then raise the speed to medium and whip for another few minutes here. I'm using speed 4 of the KitchenAid. Raise the speed to medium-high, which would be speed 6 of the KitchenAid, and continue to whip until the meringue achieves stiff peaks. My total meringue whipping time is usually about 13 minutes, a bit more depending on how long I've spent whipping on speed 4. The longer it takes me to raise the speed from 4 to 6, the longer it takes for the meringue to achieve stiff peaks. Let's check on the meringue now. Swirl the whisk in the bowl and you should feel some resistance from the meringue, but not too much. It shouldn't feel too easy, but also not hard. It should offer medium resistance. On the bottom of the whisk, the meringue collected should form soft but defined waves, and the peaks should be shooting straight up, not bending down to the side. Add the sifted dry ingredients to the meringue and begin stirring with a spatula. This is the Macaronage stage, and we're going to fold the batter until it comes to the right consistency. Towards the end of the macaronage, I like to press the batter with a spatula against the sides of the bowl to help release large air bubbles and to help deflate the batter. One of the ways to tell if the batter is done is to pick up some batter with a spatula and try to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without having it break up. And even after the batter breaks up, it should still continue to flow off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. The batter that falls back in the bowl takes about 15 seconds or so to incorporate back with the batter that's already in the bowl. Transfer the batter to a piping bag fitted with a round tip. Place the piping bag directly 90 degrees over the center of each circle template. Apply pressure to release the batter and pull the piping bag up and twist at the top. Tap the bottom of the tray with your hands to release any air bubbles. And use a toothpick to pop any remaining air bubbles from the surface of the shells. I'm letting these macarons rest until dry to the touch before baking them. I cannot bake them straight after piping because my large oven is very uneven and it doesn't work well with no rest methods. Resting time takes about 20 to 40 minutes, but sometimes might take even over an hour, especially on humid days. Once the macarons are dry to the touch, they can be baked. I bake mine in a 310 Fahrenheit oven, rotating after 6 minutes or so the macarons bake evenly on all sides. Not everyone has to rotate their macarons, and it depends on the heat distribution in your oven. I bake my macarons usually for about 18 minutes on the large oven until you can try to move a macaron and it doesn't feel jiggly. I will show that better in a minute with another example. Now I'm going to show you how to bake the macarons using the no rest method. On my small countertop oven, I'm able to bake the macarons straight after piping. So right after piping them on the baking tray, I can put them straight in the oven. In the countertop oven, I bake the macarons at a 290 Fahrenheit oven. I don't have to rotate the macarons while baking. And I also have to bake them a little bit longer at the lower temperature, about 23 to 24 minutes. You should try to move a macaron and it doesn't feel jiggly, or you can try to touch the top of the shells and they won't feel soft. That's when you know they're done baking. Now we're making the first filling that I'll teach you about. It's the Swiss meringue buttercream made with brown sugar. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Add the egg whites and brown sugar to the bowl and whisk the mixture until it achieves 140 Fahrenheit. This is going to make it a safe temperature for the whites to be consumed. Once it achieves this temperature, remove the bowl from the heat and begin whipping the mixture with a mixer. Whip the meringue until it achieves stiff peaks. The peaks are not going to be as stiff as the peaks of the macaron meringue. However, they should be somewhat stiff before you begin adding the butter, otherwise the meringue is not going to firm up. Start adding the butter a little bit at a time. The butter should be at room temperature, about 72 Fahrenheit. Only add the next piece of butter once the one that you've added before has incorporated. Slowly, the buttercream is going to begin to thicken up and get creamy. Add the vanilla and mix to combine. And check out the texture of the buttercream, so creamy. Place the buttercream in a piping bag filled with the tip of your choice. To make the brown sugar American buttercream, start by beating the butter with a mixer until creamy and fluffy for about 2 minutes. Add the brown sugar and mix to combine until well incorporated. Then add the powdered sugar and the vanilla extract and mix to combine. Raise the speed to medium-high and mix for another minute or 2. If the buttercream is too stiff, you can add a little bit of milk or water to thin it out like I'm doing here. I'm just adding a tiny little bit of milk. Place the buttercream in a piping bag filled with the tip of your choice. Now we're going to decorate the macarons. Here I have some gold chocolate by Calibo. I'm going to melt it in the microwave so we can decorate the tops of the macarons. Microwave the chocolate for 15-second intervals, mixing with a spatula in between until completely melted. Now I'm going to place the chocolate in a piping bag and snip the end with scissors so we can drizzle over the top of the macarons. This chocolate is going to go perfect with the taste of the brown sugar. Now I'm drizzling the gold chocolate over the macarons, and then I'm going to top with sprinkles. To pipe the filling in the shells, I used the tip 348 for the brown sugar American buttercream. And to pipe the brown sugar Swiss meringue buttercream, I used the tip 336. I hope you enjoyed today's video. To check out the full recipe, head over to the website. I'm gonna put a link in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!